Happy Monday, everybody. Oh my gosh, it is such a Monday. My mic was on the fritz right before the show. Dee Dee and I were like couldn't hear me, making weird noises. So this is sort of different for me. I'm like not behind the microphone. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little naked right now. This is tough. Welcome. It's Paranormally Blonde right here on KUNX Digital Broadcasting, the UNX channel, the new mainstream network. I apologize, the UNX network. Let's get it right tonight. Hey Dee Dee, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
You know, we're good. We're the last week here, right before World's Largest. As you know, we're getting ready for Saturday. It's crazy, right? Like, yeah, now the real stress starts, but we are almost to the finish line. So it's a good day. It's a good day. Saying hello to everybody on the side. As always, our amazing Get Haunted family that's here to support us. Rob, Danny, Kyle. Hey guys, we have Melissa is here. Who else do we have here?
Travis.
Travis is here. Got to scroll because there's always a lot pre-show going on, people. So last week we actually had one of our Get Haunted family members. We had Kyle Mangus. It was such an interesting story. So he is vice president of the Friends of White Hill Mansion, and such a crazy cool location, and his connection to this location. I mean,
that's amazing.
Am I making a big deal out of this?
No, it was very cool. I would love that to be in my life where I'm connected to a haunted location like that.
Yeah. Like he has the great grandfather, grandfather, and father connection that all had a part in this location. And
amazing.
I don't think he realized how big of a deal that was when he was younger or whatever. And now here he is, like vice president of this really cool historical site, which has amazing stories.
Yeah.
We got a couple fun little ones after the show that we're not going to share.
Yeah.
But they were so good, right? Like they were. Totally loved it. So if you didn't catch that show, you can always go back to Paranormally Blonde's YouTube channel and check it out. It is worth a watch. Super, super interesting. Thank you, Kyle, for being one of our guests. That was so fun. It was an amazing show. But let's not waste any time, because tonight we are going to have some fun with the most amazing blonde from New Jersey. We have Miss April. I hope I'm saying this right. Busset? Is that correct?
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm blonde, right?
That's what I use. And I'm from Jersey, so we mispronounce everything. We have our own language.
Awesome. Well, welcome to our show. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and hang out with us tonight.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so glad I finally got to talk to you girls.
This is so cool.
I want to know how you get your curls. They're gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Well, we'll talk.
I know. I got my little thing too.
We'll talk. So easy. I have an amazing hair artist, I like to call her. She's donned me with my favorite haircut, and I just can't get enough of it. So thank you very much.
Thank
you. Well, this is so exciting because this is what I love this, so we reach out to people all over paranormal, right? Dee Dee, she's very big on, hey, you can just ask, right? You can always just ask. They can say no or not respond. And sometimes we don't get responses. I reached out to April, and within, I'm not even kidding you, 5 minutes, you're like, bam, yeah, sure, I'll be on your show. You're so awesome.
Friendly, so
you are. We love this. All right. So
blondes are friendly.
You know what? Blondes are friendly. That's why we have more fun, right?
Absolutely. I heard you talking about White Hill.
Yeah.
I was there years ago. I don't remember, like maybe 7 years ago.
Okay.
And I remember walking in, and the people that were there, they were trying to test me. It's like, all right, tell us what happened here.
Yeah.
So I took him down the basement. I just walked in. I took him down the basement. I went over into a corner where this table was, a table of chairs, and I said, a man was shot here, and I just see the man being shot and falling back and dying. So I'm like, you happy? No.
And was that true? That was a true state? Like, this is...
Yeah, I still don't know the story. I don't know the story of any haunted locations because I don't want to know in case I go there. So if I go back, I don't want to know the story. So I'm too busy anyway.
You are a
So,
busy
You
person.
can't
I'm
know
not
them all.
supposed to even read anything. Like I'm lazy. No.
Hey, listen, we love a good person to be out there and be honest about it. It's all good. It's good. So, okay, wait, then I need to ask. So, do you like to use your gifts for paranormal reasons? Like, do you like to go to these haunted locations and to test yourself?
I you know what happened. This is how it all started. I started when I was a young kid doing readings, for friends and family. Then I started into a business, and people started hearing about me, so they would call me to go to their houses because they were like having issues. So I would go there, check it out, tell them what's going on, get rid of what's there if I could. Because listen, free
Yeah.
will. Even
Yeah.
when we're dead, we have free will. So that's how it started. And then one day, like I'm on Facebook and I'm looking and I'm seeing people starting to get together. And I've always been interested in paranormal. Even as a kid, I wanted to do this. But I'm like, I'm seeing teams and I'm like, maybe I should be with other people in case something happens to me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what if I get pushed down the stairs? Because I've had that happen to me.
Ew.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Mm.
Well, not down the stairs, but I've been pushed. And it
Okay,
happened
cool.
with the Shanley. And it was pretty like a violent push.
Goodness.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
can
said,
say
you know
I'm
what?
not.
I think I should have people with me. So
Yeah.
that's how it all started. And then like they're like, oh, let's go investigate. They started going investigating, different locations. I'm like, oh, this is a thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I'm up for it. So, I go in there, do my thing. And soon it turned into a business. I was getting hired by these places and to show up and read the people, and then I used to do, a lot of well-known people in the field. So, and that's how I started in this. But yeah, I like doing it now with just my friends.
Yeah.
But when
Yeah.
I'm working, it's not as fun because, you're working.
So, okay, so there's definitely then a very big difference between then giving a reading, right? And then say reading a location, so to speak.
Yeah.
And what do
So
you think takes more energy out of you?
you know what? It's about the same. All right. So you know what? I don't have somebody in front of me,
Yeah.
like anticipating everything I say, and in case when I'm talking to somebody one on one, I really have very good readings, very nice. But sometimes you have to give some unpleasant news, and I do it in such a nice way. It's not hurtful because there's always, a rainbow at the end of everything. But when I'm doing locations, I'm not really letting down anybody, like there's
Right.
not somebody there waiting, holding on to my every word. And I just get to go loose and tell them what I'm feeling. And also, I do remote viewing. So I start picking up stuff on my way there.
Oh.
Okay.
So that's what I usually do. I wait until I'm driving there. So, usually it's a long drive. So I'm like, all right, I'll start picking up my information on the way there and just start spooning at the people and see what I get. See what sticks.
Yeah.
And it's usually 99%, accurate. As a matter of fact, I was just at Penhurst
Ooh.
with friends of mine. I know, it was so cool. I was actually not scared until I got to this one location. I forgot where I was. And all of a sudden, I'm like, I am not going there. I was like, all of a sudden, petrified. I was so scared. I turned around, I'm not going down there. And as I'm turning around, I wouldn't even I had to keep looking back to make sure nothing ran up, behind me.
Oh.
I felt like something was going to run up on me and push me.
Yeah.
And I already had that happen, so I don't feel like doing that again. So
Yeah.
but we're in one location, and my friend Jeffrey's like, oh, I guess he encountered a spirit there that was well known or something, and I completely forgot the name that he was calling it George or something like that. And I'm like, you know what? I keep hearing the name Roland. I don't know. I'm not picking up that name. Well, it's hard to get a service there, Wi-Fi. So finally, when they went upstairs, they researched, and the guy he thought he was talking to, his name was Roland.
Oh.
I know. So I'm like, that's pretty crazy. But I'm like, I keep hearing the name Roland. I don't think that's the right name. So
yeah. Okay, wait. So when you go to these locations, say you're going with a team or a group of your friends and you're at a haunted location, does it ever happen? I'm sure this has to, right? Does it ever happen to you where you're sort of reading the location or trying to pick up what's in this location, but there's a message coming through for somebody that's out there with you doing the investigating, or it's just like, oh my God, okay, I have to read you right now because it just won't stop?
You know what? I think from doing this so long, I learned to like I block it at like I block things. I'm like there for
Okay.
one reason. And then if I have a big crowd, I'll turn to somebody and I'll just try to zone in on the energy and see what I pick up. So I just did that recently. Where was I? At the Hoover House.
Okay.
Pam and Steve Barry, and I was down there with the people. It was pretty cool. The basement. Never expected what happens there. But anyway, so I said I was picking up a Michael that was killed in a car crash, and the two ladies that were like, "Oh my God, Michael's our cousin, that died in a car crash." And then I said, I forgot the name.
Yeah.
He's asking for Bill, and she goes, "Oh my God, Bill's his brother." And I said, "Tell him to stop blaming himself. The brother always blamed himself for this car accident." So I know, so pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Those are some of the highlights,
Highlights of being it. So are you a psychic medium, just a medium? What is your full title? Psychic medium.
So I do both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So right, is this how this goes? If you are a medium, you're not always psychic, but if you're a psychic, you're always a medium. How does that go?
Yeah, I wait. They said not all. All mediums are psychic, but not all psychics are mediums.
Are mediums. Thank you. Yeah. Yes.
So I don't know if I completely agree with that. I really don't care. I don't get into the whole because once people hear one thing, it's regurgitated over and over again. It's how can I explain? Like I do, like, I know people say like they don't do psychic and medium work at the same time. I was taught, like, even when I took classes, they teach you can't do both, and I'm like, but I can do both at the same time.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you're talking about. I can bounce the mediumship to psychic. I'm like, because they're teaching people you can't do that. I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me because I'm doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't teach it, but maybe it just happens.
Yeah, I've taken classes. Like I tried different classes with very famous people that I want to see how everybody else did it. What was their technique, and Actually, I think everyone needs to just get back to the basics because you don't have to be very spiritual. You don't have to be holy to do this work. But I will tell you, when you do go on locations and do investigations, I always tell people, if you're not feeling good, or if you had a fight with your boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever, do not go because it lowers your energy, and they will, if there's a malevolent energy there, they're going after you. Because you're weak, and they could see that. You could see when your energy is low. So
yeah, I'm a full big believer on that as well.
Absolutely. I know one time I had to fight with my daughter before I was leaving, and I'm like, I'm not going.
Yeah.
Forget it. No.
How do you feel about dream interpretation? Do you incorporate that into your readings?
No, like everyone always says that. Like people like, do you do palm reading? I'm like, it's like we're artists. So some people are, do abstract, or some people do impressionism. We don't all do the same thing. I see dream behind you. Is that what you do? Dream interpretations?
I do dream interpretations. Yeah.
So,
but that's it. Yeah.
But yeah, are you medium? See, like everyone thinks you do. Like everyone's like, oh, touch me.
Yeah.
I'm like, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, but perhaps right. It's everybody gets their information from some source.
Just a different way.
In a different way.
It's like whatever works for you, but I do love dream interpretations. People will reach out. I get so many emails about dream interpretation. I had this bad dream about my loved one that's passed. I said, then it wasn't them. They will not come to you like that ever, because they're in a great place that, like, as soon as we cross over, all that human emotions peels away from us. All the anger, the hate, the jealousy, just washes away as soon as you cross that line. It's all gone, and all you feel is love, and they're happy, but people like they think when they come to me they're gonna get a specific, like, people like, all right, can you ask them where the insurance money is, like, or and I'm like, no. That's not how it works. You know what they like to do? They like to give messages that nobody else would know.
Yeah.
only you and them, just to validate, to let you know that they're there for you. But I will tell you, I did do a reading for this girl, and I see, how do I say it without, I'm just gonna say, well, while I was reading, the guy that was coming through, he was known for dressing funny, dressing weird. I said, keep showing me, like, and I said, he keeps talking about two families. Like, he has two families, one New York and one New Jersey. And I said, he's asking about, and I can't say the name, but it's an L name, because, well, she's getting PO'd at me because I don't give a shit about the other family. Turns out her grandfather was a famous mobster, known for the way he dressed.
Oh.
And he had two families, and it's not the one you're thinking about. I know everyone's mind goes right there. But anyway, and I said, he is talking about the house in New Jersey, and he's talking about, and I said the name, that's the other daughter from the other family. He had two families, so she was getting pissed at me. I said, hey, don't get mad at me.
Yeah.
But I said, he keeps talking about the money that's buried between the two trees in the backyard. She goes, well, where found that? I said, no, there's more. There's more back there. So I'm like, but it's not her property. It's the other families. But that was like the only time, like, they did do the X marks the spot with the money. So I'm like,
yeah, interesting.
Oh, how fun. I like that.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
You need to, like, probably write a book, April, like, of all your fun readings with, change the names and places.
Maybe, yeah. I know. I've been doing it, and I'm like trying to, like, incorporate it, like, and then I have some really heartbreaking ones that are so sad, that'll just rip your heart out. But I hate those, but I will tell you, what readings I hate to do? I hate doing relationship readings.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to like what they're going to hear.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then they'll argue with you. Oh, no, that's not going to happen.
Why are you here? Right. I guess.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, please.
What about like past lives? Do people ask you to tap into their past lives?
I don't do that either. I believe in past lives. That, like I said, it's like what you. I want to do one thing and do it great. I think if I'm going to be all over the place, I'm only going to be like 20% here, 50% there. I want to be 100% what I do now. So that's just, I put all my energy into that. But I love past lives. I love Dr. Brian Weiss, Many Lives, Many Masters, and Only Love is Real. Oh my God, it's the most beautiful love story ever. But I always tell people, I'm like, you got to be careful who you go to, because now I'm starting to see people pop up all over the place that were never like psychic mediums and all. I'm like, how did you become a medium overnight? How are you doing past lives overnight? Like, you've never discussed it. I've met you. I'm like, when the hell did this happen? But I always say to people, like, when you go for past lives, like, I can tell you whatever I want.
Yeah.
I can say the Queen of England, Queen Victoria.
Yeah.
How are you going to validate that?
Yeah. Well, you're not. And we say this all the time. I think everybody's been Cleopatra or a queen or somebody of higher up. Nobody's been the the worker. And everyone's told, like, everyone's like, who's my guides? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. You got to find that on your own. But because they're always told, well, a psychic told me I have a Native American. And I'm like, I've heard, this is probably the 300th time I've heard this. I've heard this every time a psychic told me I have a Native American. Not that I don't think it's true, but. But it's a pretty easy pull. And I agree with you. I think that is, I love your candidness with this, because, that is a very true thing. I think I love the fact that you say these messages are for you. They are to make, to the person that wanted the reading, it's to make sense to them. And, I think sometimes, I'm have met people in my life where I feel they sometimes go to a reader, a psychic or psychic medium, and they're depending too much on what they're being told. And some of this stuff, I'm sure we probably already know within us, right? And you're more inapt to hear these messages and can relay them to us. But there might be something that we really have already known, right? Well,
it's funny. Like, the information I get is pretty good. So I'll get pretty clear evidence. I always feel like I'm evidence-based. I'm going to give you the meat and potatoes. I'm not going to go like, I feel like, your dad's here and he loves you and he's proud of you. Okay.
Yeah. I
All
don't
right.
like
Yeah,
that. I hate
I
that
hate that
reading
too.
more than anything. If
I
somebody says to me, "Your mom is there and she is proud," I'd go and I call bullshit because she would never say that. She would
Yeah,
never say
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
that.
No, I totally get it. My mom too.
Yeah.
But I know
Oh,
I hate that too. That's and I teach classes and I tell my students, if I ever hear you freaking say that I love you and I'm proud of you, I said I'm gonna smack your teeth out. I'm like,
so sign up for April's classes now. Get
no,
your teeth slapped
I'm
out.
telling you, my students are great. Like they're just wonderful. I couldn't believe the talent that I was seeing in these people because I always said, like, I was born doing this. Like I started seeing spirit when I was 4. So I was always thought it was like you have to be born with it,
Mhm.
but you can build it up because I'm actually a really good artist. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be an artist. And it was another gift I had. But then I said, like, a lot of people aren't born with that, but you can take classes. Not going to be Picasso,
Yeah.
but you still can learn to a certain degree and be
Yeah.
good, So
I love that.
Do you have you found that people interested in learning how to do this has grown bigger?
yes, I have a few students that are doing great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
And do you like a lot more people are interested in this now? Or do you feel like I kind of feel like it's popped off a little bit. Like there's a big boom of people really or they're just stepping out maybe. Maybe that's the difference or coming
yeah,
forward to say this is what I do.
yeah, like I know when I first started, I was really young. I was in my teens and I didn't want Jamaica. I wish I was there. um I tried to hide it, like, I didn't want people to know. So when I did readings, I would only do phone readings.
Okay.
And because I didn't want people, because I was normal, like I was a cheerleader. I didn't want to be that weirdo girl. Although I had a
Yeah.
weirdo boyfriend in high school, but but I just didn't want to be known for that until and then I got married and had my daughter, and I definitely didn't want anyone to know, so I stopped doing readings. And when she got old enough, I said, what? I went to my husband. I said, what? I'm coming out of the broom closet.
Yeah.
I'm doing this full time, and I don't give a shit anymore. So I'm like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what I did. And then all of a sudden, like, boom, boom,
Yeah.
I was out there. That's when I got the call from Travel Channel for the Holzer Files. I'm like, how did these people even hear about me? I'm like, but
Oh my gosh.
I'm very honest. I'm very honest. And I'm a skeptic too. I'm a big
Yeah.
skeptic too. But I've met and worked with some of the greatest psychics. I don't know if you heard of John Edward. You have to know John Edward.
Yep.
That guy is amazing. One of the most amazing psychic mediums I've ever met. And I actually was on his show, but in the audience, and I also did get read, which blew me away because before going on there, I had like this code word with my dad, right? So now I get to the show and I see John and we're talking a little bit. We sit down and he did his commercial promos with me.
Okay.
So I thought, all right, I'm getting ready because I know how this works. I know when people are close to me, I'll read them first. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm getting read first. I'm telling my mom, watch this. All of a sudden, he starts talking to these 2 girls in front of me. So I'm so pissed. I'm yelling at my father in my head. I'm like, I can't believe you did this to me. Da, da, da. Now, our code word was Marine because he was Marine. So John's talking to these girls, and I'm pissed. I'm arguing with my dad in my head. John goes to the girls. He goes, hold on a minute. He looks up at me, and he goes, who's the Marine?
Oh.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I've seen people calling him a fake, and I'm like, he's not. He's not.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's pretty amazing.
Do you like to do that gallery type reading? Do you find those to be hard to do?
I like doing them because it's quicker. I can bounce off and do a bunch of people all at once, and instead of the one-on-ones, because sometimes it's like ripping your heart out because you're talking about something, then they're crying and I'm crying. This because I have to keep going, so I go into a different mode. But I really don't like when I'm in front of people. I get shy, and I'm so outgoing, and I'm so not shy.
Yeah.
But when you put me in front of people, I'm like, and I do lectures.
Yeah.
and I'm like sweating. I'm like, I have to put ice cubes under my armpits. I'm like,
Do you think it's like the pressure of feeling like you have to perform, so to speak?
that's what it is. It's the pressure of having to perform. That's why I like, thank you. That's what I meant to say. I've been working so much. I'm like gone every weekend doing an event. So
dream job, April, dream job.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love it. I get to travel all over in different locations.
Yeah.
But you're on call 24/7 people to perform.
Yeah.
Like I'm filming a show with Sam Beltruce, the Haunted Hotels, and I know we do it at night. We like film at 11 at night, and the owners of this place wanted me to go there early, and I'm like why? I'm like, why they need to talk? They want a reading, so I'm like,
oh.
I'm like, I could be sleeping right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you have a ritual that you like to do to sort of turn it off and be like, okay, April's just going to be April right now?
Oh, it's easy. It's not even a thought. Everything's intention.
Okay.
I've learned, I used to do a ritual, like I would meditate, hold my crystals. And I'm like, you know what? You don't need all that.
Yeah.
I swear to God, there's no trickery. All you have to do is like, I'm done. As a matter of fact, where I'm sitting is my desk. This is where I do my readings. So as soon as I get up from here, I'm just mom, wife.
Yeah.
Lazy couch potato. No.
I'm like digging this energy, Dee Dee. Like this is a very cool, like you said, no BS. Like, this is what I do. This is how I do it. You just said no trickery, no bells and whistles, right? You're just like, this is how I'm going to do it.
Yeah. I always say, like, when people have like that whole that laundry list of what they do, like psychometrist, I'm an ordained minister, and I'm like, why? Does it make you more psychic?
Yeah. Well, maybe it sort of fulfills that need.
I think the more that they do, that's more like, because back in the day, like in the 70s, like that was big. It was like more like like a circusy thing type. Like they would have a list of laundry list of what they did.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just want to be good at one thing, and I don't want to do like palm reading, and I know a little bit that I love astrology. I love astrology because it's an exact science.
Yeah, it is.
Because that's the scientist in me, like that. Yes, us blondes can be scientific.
Very much so.
I do like working with people that have that scientific background, that approach this scientifically, that could prove us, that are not so skeptical or open to this, but work with us, and they can prove what we're doing, you know?
Yeah. Like
when they work with the ITC, with the radio. So like say, it's funny, I was just with my friend Ron Lourdes, and I was at Strauss Mansion. So when I got there, on my way there, I kept picking up this guy, Bob, that died there, and he kept telling me he didn't OD. He wanted everyone to know that he didn't kill himself. He OD'd.
Okay.
And I'm going, that's not your name, I'm saying in my head to him. And he wouldn't tell me his name. But I knew it wasn't his name. So when I got there, I'm telling him this. I said, this is, the owner. I'm like, I'm sorry, somebody's calling me.
It's very important. She's got calls to take. You get it, girl.
I'm likely. But I'm telling her this, and so it's true. There was a guy, Bob, that died of a drug overdose, but people thought he, killed himself. But I said, Bob's not his name. I said, it's another one. I gotta say, they can't verify it though. And I'm like, damn it. But I said, I keep hearing the name David. Now, Ron does ITC work with the, radio and frequencies. And the name David kept coming out with Bob. It was crazy.
Huh.
It even brought my husband's name. Because I kept saying, I said, all right, because it was my anniversary. It was my 24th anniversary. And I said, could you wish me a happy anniversary? And they kept saying my husband's name. And then they would say my husband's, and it did say happy anniversary. And it would say my husband's nickname.
Oh,
huh.
I'm like, holy cow. When I told my husband, he was like, he goes, that I'm impressed with. So,
yeah.
Aren't they so critical? Husbands are so critical of what we do. Like,
oh, yeah. He pushes me, though. You know what? Thank God for him, because from him pushing me has brought out more abilities.
Okay.
But the one I curse him for, because he always used to say you should do medical, and I'm like, I hate blood. I can't watch anything bloody fight. I can't. I can't watch it.
Yeah.
I said no, I don't want to do medical. So the day he said this to me, he goes, when you go out and do readings today, see if you can do medical. I'm like, ew, no way. Well, the first person I got, I could see inside them. I'm like, I'm seeing like they had problems with the lungs and the heart, and there was like, I was seeing like cholesterol in the blood. Like I'm actually seeing it.
Yeah.
So it's like not like a real body, but almost like cartoonish.
Yeah.
But even in cartoon, I don't want to see that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to see inside somebody.
Yeah.
But they want me to look to explain what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let me tell you something. You know how spirit works, like to give you information? It's not like actually talking. You do hear talking at times, but you're not getting full sentences. There's no way. This is not, it's like a bad connection. You know, if we could have a full conversation, then forget it. I'd be rich. You know, all of us would. But they actually work with your memory, your database in your brain. So if you know, like, you know, say they show you Rob and you're doing a reading and you know you're picking up a mail and they're showing Rob.
Yeah.
So you know they're using that to tell you that this guy's name is Rob too.
Oh, like dream symbols. It's the same theory as so then like when you're doing a reading, does it feel like it's like you're getting, do you get like symbols or words or images?
Symbols, I get words. I can feel the words when they say it to me. Sometimes they spell it out to me.
Okay.
I was doing a reading for this woman, and the man that was coming through, he's going, actually, I'm hearing going M. So I'm going M, A, R, I, O. And she's like, Mario, that's who I want to see, you know. I'm like, why do you have to do it that way? I'm like,
yeah.
But so, you know what it was? Because I had no Marios in my database. So yeah.
Oh, interesting.
But I picked up on one of the shows, the guy's father's name was Luigi, but they kept showing me Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't do that with Mario, but I kept seeing Luigi. So
that's interesting.
Like, who's Luigi?
Yeah.
You can't pick that name out of a hat, you know, like Luigi. Who uses that name anymore? So
yeah, that is not a widely used name right today, I don't think. Yeah. I don't know. Any baby Luigis out there?
Any Luigis? But you see, that's how it works. It's really easy. It's the symbols, but you have to make that connection with that frequency. That's the key, though. And the key to it is meditation. You have to get to that frequency. You have to train yourself to be at a certain frequency to connect with the other side. So that's the hard part. But after doing it for a while, and then it'll click.
Okay.
So,
interesting.
Lots of meditation, yeah.
So do you, when people, so you do, if anybody follows April or any of the cool paranormal groups out there, I feel like April, you've got a show going all the time. I feel like I see your face out there doing a lot of things besides all the amazing network stuff. You're on Facebook and YouTube's doing a lot of readings. So do you like when people come on, like on the side, like if you just picked a name on the side, like, is that an easy connection for you to make? Or do you like to be one-on-one with somebody?
No, I like, you know what? Actually, I do like it in a big audience, you know, because when I'm doing the one-on-one readings, I'm doing an hour reading. So, you know, like if it's a tough reading and that person's tough, you know, you know, sometimes I don't like what they're hearing, or it's very sad. I'm like, oh my God, you get an hour with this person. And then
you don't cut it short. You don't just say like, hey, you know what?
No. I know I should just like make my own hour. Like I do, like I give everyone a choice. You could do a 20-minute reading, which is like a one question thing, because it goes like that. I do the half hour, the 45, and then the 50-minute. With the 50 minutes, the medium. Okay. So, but yeah. So, but I like doing like the big audience. I love doing it. I like doing the free readings because I feel like I have to give back. I think it's give back to the universe, to give back to the people, and to help the people, because not everyone, and not, believe me, if you see my pricing, I'm the cheapest. And I should be charging more for these frauds that are out there. I'm like,
Yeah, there are some prices out there that, and it's very,
they're really famous. Like John Edward, he's worth every penny.
yeah,
Lisa Williams,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
Cindy Kazor, they're worth every penny, you know.
yeah.
But there's people well, there was this guy going around, I'm not even gonna say his name, but going around trying to scam people. But I guess the community caught on to him
Yeah.
that he's a fraud, all the claims he was making. See, that I don't like.
Yeah, it's sad because somebody might have a bad experience and then not trust anybody and miss out on
and
information.
People reach out to me for that, and I'm like, I just paid somebody $1,500, and you know what? Listen, I'm not helping you because it was a relationship thing. First of all, I only do if it's children or health wise. Like, you know, I'll do those free readings if somebody reaches out to me. But no. And then you paid $1,500, and then you want me to give you something for free, knowing they were a big fraud. I mean, just the claims that they were making, you know. So.
That's very interesting. Yeah, it's so. Do you feel like in this?
I got nervous about the dressing funny thing.
Oh, that's Rob. That's Rob. Yeah, he didn't know where you're going with that story. He was like, "Uh-oh, where's this story going?" Yeah.
Oh my God, that was like one of my favorite readings because when I found out who the guy was, I'm like, oh my God. And sometimes they won't let me know who they are. So that's
living or
the ones that are dead.
Okay.
Like I know the one usually suicide, they don't want me to know. So if they're not telling me or showing me, I usually know that's why, because they're a little ashamed. And then for some reason this guy wasn't showing me who he was. So sometimes I'll have to psychically go in there to pick up the energy from them because they're not going to tell me. So you know.
So out of all the locations that you've had the opportunity to go to and work in, what has been one of your most favorite locations, like picking up energy or stories that you've stumbled upon in these locations? Like, is there one that really stands out to you?
Oh yeah, always the Shanley. I love the Shanley.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I you know what? It's hit and miss there, but I'll tell you because the first time that I went there, I went on the third floor and my friends were in the kids' room and they're all talking about that guy Joe. I could care less about that guy Joe, and he's not nice, but I was drawn to the room in the back and I go back there and I'm like, I have to go in here. And I go in there by myself and it's dark in there. And this woman runs at me and she starts screaming. And she's screaming all over the place like a lunatic. And I'm like in my head going, shut up. I'm like, shut the hell up, lady. And my friend Patrick comes in and I look at him. I'm like, do you hear this? He goes, I don't hear anything. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this lady won't shut. She tried to jump me.
Oh.
I'm like, but you know, I'm not letting it happen. That doesn't, you know, that's a little hokey too. People think they get attachments and stuff like that. It's so rare. But she was trying, I don't know what she was trying to do, but I felt like she was trying to get in me. She was right up on me. Turns out there was the woman there, like went crazy, I think. From what Kelly said, and I don't know how she died. I don't know if she killed herself or she died, but she used to scream out the windows and just scream all day long. So I'm like, oh my God, her energy. That's who I think pushed me too. But there's another entity there in the basement, but it's non-human, and it's not a demon though. I hate when people look. Yeah,
maybe that's why she's screaming to get
Yeah,
out.
right. Okay.
Residual. So wait, like, what's your favorite place?
Oh boy. Well, I've got a couple new ones. Right now I'm super enamored with the Heyman House in West Virginia. That location, if you haven't been there, check this place. It's in Sutton, West Virginia. And it's a very
events out in Virginia too.
Yeah, it's such a unique location, April. It's they call it the haunted Heyman, but it is different than going to a haunted location. It is I really think that house tests connections.
Yeah.
I really believe that's what that house is about. And the history is very interesting. And the owner of that home, Teresa, is such a sweet soul. And it's like the house, the way it's set up, it's like the house, a little road, 2-lane road. And then you just go down and the river's right there, like there. So it's an amazing location. I I don't know. For some reason, like, I like to get scared. So if I want to get really
I
scared.
like to get scared too. I want something scary. And
Yeah.
can I tell you know which one I want to get in, but we never will. And we all know it was a big hoax, partially. The Amityville.
Oh,
I never believed what he said. I
Yeah.
knew he was lying, but there was energy there.
yeah.
I have picked up on the energy there so many times, and I'm like, there is a dark entity there,
Yeah.
and it is scary as hell.
Well, you know where you need to go then. Rob, maybe you can help me out with this. Is it the Spirits of Palmerton? It's a team in Pennsylvania, but I'm so geeked about this. They have the movie set. The location was used for Hell House LLC.
Oh.
And this location is so cool and so unique. And the team that's been in there and doing stuff, they have a very interesting take on what really might be haunting. They can't find any history on this location.
And where? The one in Pennsylvania or the Amityville?
Yeah, the one in Pennsylvania.
Really?
But they really feel some of the hauntings there are mimicking the movie. And it's it's called the Waldorf. So check it out. Like if you go, I can send you their page. They're just opening up some dates.
Really?
That's like my favorite all-time horror movie, just for the record. Like Hell
I
House
know
LLC.
I've seen it. I know I've seen it. I'm just trying to which movie is this?
So it's like a group of people go in there. They do like haunted houses, and they pick this location to set up a haunted house. And then as they're working on the haunted house for the month or whatever, things go really crazy, and it is such a well done movie to me. They build up really good tension, but it's interesting, like, because I love the movie so much, and it was one of those movies that really freaked me out. I think if I actually got into this location, I might not be able to shed the movie and get
Well,
really
you know what? Maybe we should all go together and meet there.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Have a big blonde reunion right there at the Hell House.
Big haired blondes.
That's right. We'll show those ghosts there. Yeah, and I'll tell you, Dee Dee, do you have, like, what is one of your, I feel like if you were going to pick a location, it's just going to be any Victorian house. Like, you're such a Victorian lady.
I think my favorite was Binion's, just because of the gangster history.
Oh, all right. That's a girl after my heart. I love mob stuff too.
I love that. Yeah, Binion's, you definitely
stuff.
You get some good stuff there too. So
yeah. I was at the what's it, Kreischer Mansion. That was pretty hairy in Staten Island.
Oh, okay.
Like it was mob related, but I gotta tell you, I was out there with my friends. And I remember getting there. I was picking up information there, and I was telling the owner. I met the owner when I got there, and I'm sorry, I keep hearing something in my ear. I scribble when I read. Does it? I keep picking up the name Katie or Catherine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Does it
my mom is Catherine.
Oh. Your mom is Catherine. Okay. I just keep feeling somebody next to me this whole time, and I'm like, it's getting a little too much weird. My ear's starting to close off. So she's
like, "Oh, thanks for saying I wouldn't be proud of you. That's really nice."
She's a little feisty, right?
Sure. she's a strong woman.
Yeah, she's feisty. She loves you. She makes
I am the baby of the family, so I do believe that.
No, absolutely. What's the blue ribbon? Something with a blue ribbon. What does the blue ribbon represent? This might be.
Oh, I'm never good on those.
Wait, she died young, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm not getting everything. I keep feeling like I feel like I'm almost.
Seems about right for Kathy, by the way. Just button right in. It's like, oh, don't worry, Mom. Just doing a show.
my ears bothering me, like that she's like near me, like she's so strong. Like I actually started to lose hearing in my ear.
Oh.
Let's see. Who's Robert?
That's my dad.
He's passed too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I lost both my parents too.
Thank you.
He's got a funny sense of humor.
Yes, he does.
And like, you know what? He's trying to kid with her, and she kind of gets mad at him. So I'm like, she's like, be
Yeah.
serious. Be serious. I'm sorry. If I'm not looking at you, I scribble. This
You're
so yeah. It helps me read. You know what? I actually took Cindy Kay's artist class when she does automatic writing.
Oh
And
yeah.
I do automatic writing, but this works better for me. Just
Yeah.
scribbling, like Tyler
Yeah.
Henry does. And I'm like, you know what? That really works. Can I tell you, like, why? If any of you guys do this type of work, the right side is our psychic side, our creative side, and the left side is your logical side. So by doing this, you keep your logical brain occupied, so it doesn't butt in going, oh, that
Oh, I
doesn't
like that.
Oh,
Good
happen.
tip.
Yeah, because
yeah.
especially if you're skeptical. I am skeptical, so
Yeah.
my both sides will fight each other. You
Yeah.
know,
Huh.
so
That's a really, everybody
I
write that down.
had other
Great,
side.
great tip. I love that. That's actually really a good,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a great
and
idea.
if you do readings, like gallery readings, now I don't have my cards. See, if I don't have my cards or my pen or a
Yeah,
pad,
yeah.
and I'm like, oh my God, I feel naked.
yeah,
So you can carry crystal or your lipstick, you know, like
Yeah.
your Geo lipstick, and keep playing with that in your hands or throwing it back and forth. It again keeps that left side occupied and your nerves.
I love
It doesn't
that.
matter it doesn't matter. Left, right, you know, left,
Yeah.
right. So if you're left-handed, you're gonna scribble with your left hand.
That's right. That's right. That's
Wait, I just gotta check
interesting.
the time. You know I have a show
I
tonight
know.
at 8. Yeah.
She was so kind to come on here. So I apologize that my
No, don't. Why
parents,
I'm sorry.
my parents busted in and they were like, "Hey, we're here having a good time."
They're
as
so
well.
funny together. They like argue, like, but not, he's funny. I like him. He's funny.
He's a very funny Polak.
Yeah, and the way they banter with each other is adorable. So
Yeah, they were together a long time.
Oh.
what's the blue ribbon? The blue ribbon. You know, like everything has
Like a
you know,
pink ribbon for breast cancer. Is that kind of
Yeah.
what you're saying?
Yeah.
I don't know what blue ribbon is.
Oh, is it autism, seizures? I think epilepsy is purple.
How do you know all this?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't keep up with them all.
Yeah.
Blues,
I could look at it.
child abuse prevention, anti-bullying, sex slavery awareness, addiction.
Well, so are they showing you a blue ribbon?
Yeah, I kept seeing a blue ribbon before, and I don't know, it's not from them. I kept seeing a blue ribbon before, and I'm like, I don't know who this is, who's telling me this, and why.
I mean, you said, so I'm one of my passions, well, I shouldn't say it sounds so weird, but something I'm very passionate about, along with my oldest daughter, is any of the sex trafficking. Pretty
domestic
important.
violence.
Yeah, but it has the blue. I guess it's all different. Versions of blue. They use the word, but I kept seeing the blue ribbon. I know, yeah. Let me tell you something. The sex slavery is real, and I'm so glad it's finally out there now for people to know.
Yes,
this has been going on for so long.
Yeah,
it is definitely a real thing, and if it can start in your high schools, people. This isn't just what you think.
But follow the trail. It's people that it's people with lots of money. It's famous people. It's getting really hairy out there.
Social media doesn't help, right? It's too easy to sell pictures and of people that don't realize what's going on. It's a very sad thing, but we don't want to. That's a whole nother show.
Oh, that's a whole nother show. Oh my God, I can go on with that.
Well, April,
listen, guys, I have to go. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
I know. No. Thank you so much for your time, and let's keep in touch.
Great having you.
Yeah, we'll make some sort of a blind trip happen.
Let's do this again, and let's make a plan to do an investigation together.
I love that. We will do that for sure.
I would love that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, April. You go have a great show after, and we're
Thank
going to
you.
just continue to chit chat. And
All right.
guys, please go check her out on her show as well. Thanks, April.
Thank you.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye, honey. All right. Okay. So she's awesome.
Yeah, I love your reading. That
Yeah.
was so cool.
Yeah. Of course, my mom would have to butt in and
Yeah.
just get right in there and be like, hey, you know what, lady? Like, this is our show. Do you mind? So that is April, and she was so kind, and she honestly, like, you know, everybody's really busy. She is a really busy person, and it is her show night. So for her to take time out and come join us was so nice. I'm so glad that we had an opportunity to sit down and I loved her whole just
Me
is
too.
who she is, right?
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
kind of cool.
I'm
like,
gonna totally have to go watch her show. I think that's
Yeah.
awesome that
Yeah.
she, you know, has all of her influence and she's so well known, but yet she takes the time to give people free readings. And
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
And I kind of dig the whole, like, I want to do one thing and do it well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
People don't have to feel like they have to know everything. You just should focus on what you're good at and stick with it. Yeah.
Well, because we can't know everything.
You can't do everything. Like she said, then you give everything 20% and then it's no good. Yeah.
I mean, I say that all the time, you know, you study Reiki and then people are into, I can't possibly know all the symbols, all the chakras, all the crystals, every single tarot card. I don't know how anybody can do that.
Right. Yeah.
It's
50 years of doing it.
Yeah, maybe if it's something you do every day. So that was April. I love it. I got to go back and check out her shows. I see her all the time on Facebook, and every time she pops up, you just got to watch her because she's a hoot. And she's always like, grab your drink, let's have some fun. She's good to laugh. Maybe that's it too. Not so serious that you can't just have that moment, right?
Right.
It's kind of nice. I kind of dig that. So we have a little time left. As I stated at the beginning of the show, World's Largest is happening September 24th. And Dee Dee is going to partake in it. Do you have your time, Dee Dee? Your time slot?
Yeah. Well, as of right now, because it can change a little bit, but my time slot is going to be 4:40 Eastern time.
Okay.
It was 4. So somewhere in the 4 o'clock hour, let's say, but right now it's 4:40 and I'm going to be doing a little bit of dream interpretation, but I'm also going to have Anime who's sitting behind me. And I'm collecting questions. If there's any question you want to ask, it doesn't even have to be, they're going to open all the portholes. They're doing ritual ceremonies. I'm not too sure what, but they're making it so that portals are open. So if you just have a general question, let's just ask and see what happens. I'm going to use the ghost box, the SLS, the yes and no boxes. And so, you know, whatever question you want to ask, just send it to me or send it to our social media. And we'll ask the question and I'll be doing it live. So I don't know what'll happen.
I think this is really cool. Melissa, where you can find it. So 4:40 p.m. as of right now, we will definitely update you guys. Check back on Paranormally Blind. We'll make sure that all the information is there for you to find Dee Dee. But it's going to be playing you'll see it on YouTube. So there will be 3 different channels, and then Paranormal Warehouse it will play on, and World's Largest Ghost Hunt Facebook page it will be playing on. So we'll make sure that everybody gets the links as where you can find these.
Yeah, no matter where you're at, you'll be able to see it.
Yeah,
and my time is good too, because if you're in, like, say, England, it'll only be like 9 o'clock at night. So it's kind of like a good time.
It's a perfect time. Yeah. So, you know, check back. It's gonna be a very, I think, interesting to see how it all plays out for everybody. We had a lot of people on the East Coast sign up, so you know everybody sort of wanted that perfect timing. You know, when you get these locations, so you kind of had the beauty of, since you're doing it right there from your amazing office, you know, you kind of had that opportunity to do it. I think 4:40 is a great time. I mean,
I thought it was perfect because, like I said, it includes as many people as I can, you know, because of the timing. So
yeah, I think this is going to be awesome. So we're really asking, like, you can email them to hauntedhourpodcast@yahoo.com. You can message Paranormally Blind. You can DM us on Instagram. Any questions, like, think of some really cool, I've been trying to get different questions. I think I came up with 3 so far.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
Just trying to come up with something a little different than the typical, do you like where you are? But really, if you have this opportunity to ask this doll or spirit or spirits that inhabit anime, what questions would you really, if you could get an answer from anime,
Right.
what
What do you
questions
want
do
to
you
know?
guys want to ask? So help her out, because she's going to fill a good 40 minutes anyways.
I'll be there live doing something.
Yeah, you're going to be doing something. So, but it will be really interesting, because you said you're going to have all your equipment set up.
Yeah.
And I think
so
that will be.
You guys will be able to see I'm going to have the SLS. So you guys will be able to view the SLS screen. The doll will be behind, or anime. I don't know if she wants me to call her the doll.
That's right. Don't call her.
She's my doll. And then the yes and no boxes. So you'll be able to see everything. It'll all be behind me. So
yeah. So seriously, everybody just come on, give us your questions. You guys got great questions all the time for our guests. Now let's get some great questions for anime. And Dihu, you said all the schedule info released on, I don't know if it'll be ready for Wednesday, but if I have it Wednesday, absolutely. I will post it right there with, Wednesday, World's Largest Wednesday, at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I've got all these different show times, and it's all starting to play out. This will be it for a little bit after this Wednesday. Although we will cycle through all the teams that haven't had a chance to come on. But yeah, we'll definitely make sure that all that information is easy for you guys to access. But most importantly, just know right now, put in your brains that 4:40 will be Dee Dee's time slot. And we'll make sure you guys have the links to find her very easily. Are you excited or nervous at all about this, Dee Dee?
I'm excited. I tend to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I freak myself out a little bit, because I'm like, wait a minute, they're opening I was telling my husband today, I'm like, so they're opening all these portals and opening the spirit world. I'm like, but they're all going to be pouring into my house. So I was like, I started to freak myself out, but then when I'm awake during the day, I'm fine. I'm mostly curious to see what happens, because my coach is going to be getting me some questions involving other investigators who are at other events to see if I can tap into where they're at. Yeah. So, so we're really interested to see if I can make a connection with other people that aren't aware that I'm making the connection. You know what I mean?
Look at you just die. She's just going to break right in. She's just like, I'm going in. I'm going in. But you know what? What you said, that's a really, really great experiment to do, because like you said, with the metaphysical team opening, just using all the different rituals, all their different belief systems, right, to call on, and then have around the world all these investigators doing their thing, which that means they're also using their intentions and their energy to open up to the spirit world, right? And every time I've asked that question to a team, they've all stated that they have felt a difference on that day. And how could you not? Is it just that you're so hyper aware because you know what the day is? Plus, this is just World's Largest Ghost Hunt. Remember, this is National Ghost Hunting Day, which means so many other teams are partaking and celebrating in this particular national holiday. So that intention is set out there, right? This is the big night. Let's see what we can get. So I am curious. Hopefully they all don't funnel through your house. Hopefully they don't use your house as the door to go through, and maybe
my hair will be blowing. And
right. I mean, will it awaken some of your? Could Clark come out? Will it awaken any of them?
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
You might be asking questions to anime, but you may be getting some answers from others that reside in your house.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I can't, I have repetitive spirits that I get through the ghost box. So I know their voices. So
see, that's going to be interesting. So you guys tune in. We will make sure again that you have all the information. Check Paranormally Blonde. If I have that information on Wednesday, I will share it there as well. Again, thank you to April. Thank her. Honestly, April, thank you so much for giving us your time right before you're doing your show. Dee Dee, thank you so much. Good luck on Saturday, and race like always. You're the best. Guys, next Monday, check us out. Otherwise, we'll see you Wednesday on Paranormally Blonde for World's Largest Ghost Hunt. Good night.
Bye.